different setup because the light is a lot better, which is obviously one of the key things to getting your foundation to look right. I typically don't sit here where I am, but for filming it will work a lot better to be able to see with natural light. So I figured I'd just do this in the kitchen where there's a big window and we can do it that way. I'm going to show you how I apply my foundation, my powder, my concealers, and my blush. I'm going to do an eye video at a later date. If you all would like to see that, click thumbs up and I will get busy on that. I'm going to show you the brushes I use and how I generally apply these. First thing I'm going to use is the CoverGirl Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. I love this foundation for good coverage, for acne, dark circles, but dark pigmentation, and it has really good staying power even if you have oily skin like I do. So I just squirt some of this on my hand, and I do use my fingers for this. It seems to be the easiest way for me to get it even. So I just kind of blot it on my face and then just rub it in. But be careful around your eyes, because if you tug too much, it will make your eyes start to wrinkle earlier. So I usually do one cheek or one section at a time so it doesn't dry too quickly. Not that this foundation has a problem with that, but just so it won't get all clumpy or anything like that. So now on to the next cheek. And overall, this has a very good coverage by itself. I still use a concealer afterwards under my eyes and on some problem like blemish areas, and that seems to help with just give me a little extra added coverage. Okay, after making sure I am all blended, so my mom used to always get on me for that. Here's your shout out, Mama. I love you. Anyways, after that I got a little too much, so I just used something to get it off, and I wash hands if necessary. Next, I use the Beautyfulmakeup concealer in Ultra Light. I just use a very little bit because this is a very powerful concealer, so just get a couple of little dabs on your finger and just dot it under your eye and blend with either your middle finger or your ring finger, and it gives it a little bit extra coverage, plus the light. If you get a lighter color, it tends to counteract the darkness. Then on top of that, I put the Instant Age Rewind Eraser, Dark Circle Eraser in Fair, and it just has the sponge, and you just twist it, and I kind of just dab it, and then I will blend it in, and dab some more. And then after that, I see if I have any problem areas, and I use a little bit more of my Beautyfulmakeup concealer and cover up any extra redness. Next, I use a big fluffy powder brush. Doesn't really matter what brand. This one is Eco Tools, but the fluffier the better for the most part. And use my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and this is in the shade 003 Natural. So I just get a lot, not a lot, but just kind of swirl it around and swirl it on my face, and that just gives you a little bit extra matte coverage, which I need because I don't like to look shiny throughout the day. And you have a nice blank face. Next, I go for bronzer. For bronzer, it's a little bit trickier. I like to use this e.l.f. blush brush, which is very tiny and has a kind of a point on the end because it gets it a little more precise. Some people like to use like an angled brush, but I found this was what works for me. So I'm using this e.l.f. contour blush and bronzing duo, and just using the bronzer, obviously. And you can suck in your cheekbones, and you go right here under your bone, or your bone there, and I go on top of my forehead, down the side, and sometimes under the jawbone. That's not always though. And then on the other side, and I like this bronzer because it's not too dark for my skin tone. I have that problem where I look orange and it just doesn't work sometimes, but not with this one. Next, I'm using this I believe is from Walmart. It doesn't actually say, but it's just their sloped blush brush, and I'm going to use it with my MAC Mineralized Blush in Gentle, and I just dab a little bit on there and kind of stipple it on, and then I blend a little bit more, and if you pack it on like I did, like this, it tends to stay on longer because it actually, the color tends to set into your foundation a little better. But that is my overall face routine. If you all would like to see, once again, a eye routine, or how I typically do my eyes, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and comment below your video requests. I would really appreciate it, and I'll talk to y'all later. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.